Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I'm Gypsy Girl here to give you another lesson for today. Just want to be grateful for the energy coming in. Humble before my deck that I can bring the lesson. What is the lesson for today? Thank you, Spirit. What do we need to learn today? Thank you for protecting me, keeping me safe. Thank you for protecting Collective and keeping us safe. What is the lesson for today? What do we need to learn today? Thank you, Spirit. The lessons are timeless. So it really doesn't matter what day you pick it up on. If you feel that connection, go with it. And you're experiencing the lesson and you see your way through. You may even feel down or depressed, or these lessons are not meant to be easy. It's responding to them is the learning here. How you handle your situation, how you maneuver through your emotions, your actions, how you set up and strategize. It's what we see play out in the cards. But what we do see in the cards is possibility, because it's free will that will change the outcome or change your decision or influence your decision process. What is the lesson today? Thank you, Spirit. What do we need to learn today? Again, that Five of Pentacles. Making that sacrifice and exploring many ideas and verbalizing them. Lots to say, lots to talk about. But feeling that lack, missing, that sense of missing, there's something missing. It's a question of knowing what needs to be said. Taking control in a mastery way. It's building up that sense of lack, you know. And then there's a new beginning here. So humbling the self is a way to look at this, simply because of the sacrifice that's made here, that we give up something. And here we have the Five of Pentacles to indicate that there is something that is missing. This Prince of Swords has lots going on, a lot of mental going on, and wanting to speak the thoughts here. Racing, wanting to say something, wanting to say lots, very passionately. Making a sacrifice, giving up something for something else. New beginning, which is good, because that's where we're at. With this month of August, we're making that choice. We're severing ties. We're deciding one over another, moving forward. That stagnation is finished now. We need to make the decision and move with it. You feel it. You you get to the point where you can't do it anymore. And even if it's a restless feeling, you just want to make that change. Certain things in your life that you will want to change, and this is the time to do it. What is the lesson? Thank you, Spirit. Oh, our King of Wands. As a lesson. That's interesting. Just having my tea. The King of Wands. He's been coming around lately. So it's normal that he would show up as the lesson. I think the day before we had him showing as the very charming, well-spoken, very communicative, very creative leader. He guides rather than controls. He innovates. He takes the idea to the next level. If he's able to provide the means, then he will support that. And if he doesn't see that it is, I would say worthy, but because he includes everybody. He doesn't just go for the one idea or for the one purpose. The purpose needs to be inclusive to as many people as possible. So he wouldn't back an idea that doesn't provide in a volume way. If it, when you're talking business, or even family, like he would be the family man to take care and make sure that the family is able to move forward in progressing for the future, but everybody is included. Very passionate, his persona. When he makes a plan to go, he goes with it. He's very quickly, he moves very quickly. He doesn't sit on an idea for too long without reacting. He'll work it out and hit the ground running very quickly. So what is the tool? Being able to see through the veil, see through illusion, use that intuition. That would be how Spirit gives us that inner knowing, that deep sense of knowing, and following that deep sense of knowing, following instinct, because he does that. And he is very intuitive because he can read people easily because he is so communicative. Following intuition, to know where to go, because the lesson in this here is to find the balance, maintain the balance, because he would just be a player, and if he's following in his instincts, then he's looking out for himself, number one. But at the same time, he's clearing a path for the future because he's an innovator. Trying to see where the lesson for him would be. And it would mean that he's... See, what I said earlier is all about the good attributes of this king. The only downside is that he is a player. That he will just move along, charming his way through, and not holding on to family life, not holding on to what is family, as being a rogue. He just be on his own and taking care of himself, not wanting to be in a partnership, really. Like, he would be the player. He'd come in and he'd leave. As the party's over, he's gone. But in this, with the intuition, it brings him out of that sense of, I want to be alone. He doesn't want to be alone. He wants to be included. He wants to be a part of. But there is illusion. There is illusion. So there may be an illusion of being in a group, having more than one needs. Let's see what Spirit is doing. The truth. So we have illusion and we have the truth. Spirit is giving us the truth. Spirit is making this loner, if he were to be a loner, see the truth, see through the illusion and come to the truth. What is the truth? What does he really want? Does he want to be in a relationship? Does he want to be alone? Does he want to have many relationships? Does he want to just have one night stands? I mean, this is all what the prince goes through. The king, he establishes himself after a certain point, and it could be that he's been through an illusion and now he sees the truth. He's been living in an illusion, and then the truth comes, because this happiness and truth and overwhelming joy is what Spirit is giving. Spirit is giving us this so that we could understand what the difference is between a truth and a lie, and the illusion of happiness, that it is so against what he stands for. So what is the gift? Strategy, deceit, deception, being able to maneuver through that. Being able to make a plan, follow with it, but deciding on if you're going to tell the truth or not, deciding on if you want to continue living in an illusion, because you have to use this magic here, the intuition, your instincts, in order to survive. And this is where his innovation comes in, using the tool of intuition to strategize, knowing that he wants to come to the truth, or he wants true happiness, because Spirit has given him this, or us. I shouldn't say him. It's just that it just refers to the persona. If you feel connection to this king, where he's very passionate and very creative. Sorry about that. Just a tiny disturbance there. So he has a plan. He wants to see the truth, and he wants to live in his truth. So he has to be strategic about how he gets to that truth. He uses his instincts, and that is what will bring back the balance, bring him back into his kingship, or give him back his kingdom. Because if he abandons his kingdom and he's off on a road, then he needs to come home. And this is where he's deciding to go through everything that has ever been an illusion to him and see the truth. Make that plan. Taking care of himself. You see that self-love, coming back to the self-love. Because that's what I'm getting. It's as if he needs to go through, and I say he, I mean refer to your life. It's a question of your charming side, your creative side, your passionate side. Where has it brought you? And where do you want to go from there? Because that's what this all means. You need to make a plan, and Spirit is giving that plan. Spirit is giving this reckoning of the truth. What is truth to you? What is happiness for you? What is it that you want out of life? And it comes down to the Ace of Cups, where you fulfill yourself. You bring happiness into your life. I mean, you have to have it first before you can give it or share it with another. So let's see where this is going. There it is, the Queen of Wands. So it's a question of and then there's a 10 of Wands. Okay, we still have. Okay, so a Tower has to happen. Let's see if we can see all of this. Just barely. Let's bring everything down. All right. We'll just shift them over. And I'll bring them to the middle at the end. So it's just so that we could see. Just want to get it in view. All right. So we'll deal with it like that. Don't like to see my cards all crooked. Sorry about that. Okay, so we're self-love. That's self-love. He needs to find it within himself, and that is where the key comes in. Following his instincts will bring him to his self-love. Understanding and knowing what true happiness is. Again, I mentioned true happiness in the lesson before, or the one before that. I mean, a couple lessons ago. It couldn't be more than that. But the truth, that honesty with the self, and being able to forgive the self, it's all right, let's just bring it down to he's a good man deep down inside, but for some reason he's been thrown over the edge of illusion. He's either convinced himself that he needs to do things differently, or he's been influenced to do things differently. And the truth is what he's reckoning with now, because this is all truth. And this sun here, illusion and truth and lies. What is sifting through the truth, finding the lies, sifting through the lies, finding the truth. I mean, you put it to your situation, what you've been going through. This Seven of Swords, Spirit gives us the strategy. So, and he's very good at strategy, because he has to lay out plans for an entire village according to the traditional deck. This king, he looks over everything. He makes sure that everybody is being taken care of. If you were in a party, he would be the one to provide all of the entertainment and all of the food, and make sure that it's all laid out properly and that everybody is satisfied by the end of the party. So you could understand he's got a lot going on, and sifting through the truth and lies to find the path that he wants to follow, because he has to strategize, starting with forgiving himself and giving himself that love, doing for him what's best for him, is where he needs to start. And in doing that, he finds his queen. Now, if we were just to concentrate on these 4 cards, here we have the illusion, okay? And we have the instinct. It's not just illusion, but you will, when I say you, the king here needs to decipher what is truth and what is lies. And he knows deep down inside, because he follows his instincts, what is truth and what is not, and what's best for him. Now, this coming over here, his queen seems to be, I mean, say we were to raise it, see, her back is to him. So he would want to follow her, giving up the goddess, giving up that love to the goddess. But now we have a prince here. So this is where the truth and lie come in. Okay, he would have to humble himself, because there is a sense of humility with this card, giving up to the goddess. He follows behind her, this queen, his queen, because they are a match. But he becomes a prince that needs to work out the details between his queen and another. And that is where the illusion and the truth come in. You see? Because we have that Queen of Cups in between the Queen of Cups and the Queen of Wands. This prince here needs to work out the details, as in what is truth and what is lie, what is an illusion, and what is it that I want, what is my truth, what do I need to stand in my truth. If you listen to the lesson before, this is where the king is finding that. He's finding where his truth lies, and that he could stand in it, because he's giving himself that love. Remember, the self-love must come first. Please yourself before you can please others. And in pleasing yourself, you find who you will be able to connect with that will be pleasing to you. And between you, you have that pleasure. Now, the Queen of Cups here, again, there's 2 women here, if we take it literally, okay? And he has to choose one of them. Now, it's obvious to say, well, he'll choose the Queen of Wands because it's his match. Not necessarily. He may go with the illusion and choose the Queen of Cups. But then we don't want to play that game with this layout, simply because that love, see the strategy for love here? Eventually he will find his truth and put down the burden. So he has to give up one of the 2. And I'm not going to say, oh, he's going to give up the Queen of Cups because it's a match. I mean, you fit it to your personal life. I mean, if you are in a situation of you have to choose between 2, you know what you want. At least I would hope that you do. And that you would take the time to sift through using what Spirit gives us, and have your strategy in place without being influenced by another. Okay? Because it's a healing that it will take place. Because remember, her cup is very potent. She can poison you or she can heal you. This Queen of Cups, don't forget, it's not to say she's the bad woman. We like to say that the other woman is the Queen of Wands, but then she and this king match, so it's neither here nor there as to, oh, well, there is a third party. Well, we could say that. I mean, if you look at the lesson before, it was about 3 pentacles, 3 people, 3 in a group, more than 1, more than 2. Well, here we have 3 plus a prince. So it's pretty balanced, but we're not going to go and start shifting and sifting all of this. You fit it to your situation, because there is a healing that does take place regardless. Working out the details of what is truth and what is lie. Knowing what you want, giving yourself that self-love, brings in that medicine, that elixir. Now, it is a choice that this king must make, naturally. And it's I mean, the queens as well. If there's 2 queens involved, knowing that the man that they want to be with is with another woman, then they must make their choice too. It's not a question of just the king making the choice. The queens have a choice too, and don't forget, one way or another, that burden is coming down. It's coming off the back of this king. He's putting it down, because 10 and 1 make 11. He has a doorway. He has a portal, because Spirit gives it. Spirit gives us all that opportunity to follow the truth. Stand in your truth. What is truth to you? What is it that you really want? Being able to face it. Taking the elixir. Let's look at these 4 cards here. Working out the details. What is it that you really want? Knowing the difference between a truth and a lie. The devotion involved, the dedication to the cause, is where this queen comes in. She knows what she wants. She has her self-love. She has love in back of her, and an offer. Because don't forget, this is also an offer, and this king wants to make an offer to the queen. But she's making sure that she's not caught up with a third party. That's where she has her determination. She can see everything coming, and at the end there will be a tower, because he has to make a choice. It's just the way it works, you know. It's just the way it works. The king must choose, and Spirit says that as well. The truth will reveal everything. The burden will come down, and then the transformation, because he follows with what he really wants, and he wants that true happiness, as we all do. It's right here. We want it, but we need to grow and change in order to have it. We don't just say, I want, and it comes. He's going through his transformation by sifting through the truth and the lies and the illusion of happiness. What is real happiness and what is reality? You know, he has to go through that, and that's what's going on here, because he has the self-love. You see, there's 2 cups here. This is a commitment to become. He will make a commitment, but to what and to whom? That is where the churning and turning is taking place, working out the details with the prince right here for that love, because this is unconditional love at the end of the day. I see it here as in layers. We have king with 2 queens, then we have a king working out his choices between one or the other, or truth and lie. Okay, what his queen has been up to, because it could fall in another layer too. It's not just one. It could be you and your queen are not too sure which way you're going. Either one of you. She could be in a different relationship, looking to get into a different relationship, looking at details of another relationship. I mean, it goes all over. It goes all over. But as a lesson goes, we're coming right back to it again. The king needs to decipher truth from lie, his truth from his own lies, because we all tell ourselves lies. our own deception, self-deception, because this is a strategy to come out of deception, to survive a deceptive period, or to get away from deception in itself, or to heal that deception if there was deception going on. But there is a strategy nonetheless to survive, to find your truth, to stand in it, to be determined, to make an offer, working out details for unconditional love to grow, because we already have it here. This is an offer. If we go back, we would see that there was the devil preventing a commitment, but the commitment now is developing, because we have a cup here and we have a cup here, which will then bring down the burden and bring in that transformation that will bring down the tower. And bringing down the tower ends a cycle. So it's a working process that we'll have to look at here. And we have different levels, and you just need to find what level you fit into, because male or female, we all take on the persona, the attributes of the persona here. And not just because I say this is a man that it's only for men. Women who have strong leadership qualities. And it's not just leadership, it's your sense of a masculine, losing my words, but a masculine frame where you fit into that in your life, where you have that feeling of being, you may look like a woman but you feel like a man. That it's the same thing. It's just bringing out that personality. You're strong and you're determined and you're a leader, you're an innovator, you're creative, and you may be a woman, but you are in a situation where you need to choose between two, whether it's two women or two men who bring in the personality. I mean, you shift it around to fit your situation. That's all I could say here, because there's so many layers packed in just these cards. Because remember, we have High Arcana mixed in here. This is High Arcana, this is High Arcana, and these two are again a High Arcana, and another one here. Okay, but if you take very little, because there's so much to take from here, but if the smallest amount you could take is that this is a transformation time. This is where real change and shifting, like growth, is happening before your own eyes, because you are sifting through what is truth and what is illusion in order to bring down that tower and give yourself the rewards that are due, because this is just desserts for bringing down the tower, for bringing in that change, for making change happen. I thank you, Spirit. And there is love, because we have it here. And if this is not representing another person, and you are simply trying to get together with the queen, your queen, then it is love in itself that will be able to release this burden. And if you want to see where this fits in, you have to go back to either the last lesson or the lesson before, where this card is actually the lesson, putting down the burden. Because love brings that in, and the transformation takes place once the burden is put down. And because the burden is put down, the tower comes down. The things that no longer serve you fall away. And that's how you get your just desserts, because you made a choice and you followed your instincts. See this card here? You're following your instincts. That's the tool. Spirit says follow your instincts. Go with what you feel. And what you feel will bring you to true happiness. because that's the next card. What is the oracle message for this lesson? This is a beautiful lesson. I say that for all of them, but it's the depth that defines that beauty for me, because this is really deep. I mean, when I say it's in layers, I see like 3 or 4 different layers of existence here, and of timing, and we have release, orgasm, and we have stone circle. Stone circle seems to come around a little more often these days. In ceremony, you conjure the devotion so deeply it reflects thy worship into yourself. Exactly. This, I should keep this card, because this is representative of what the king is going through with his transformation. So we'll just keep that card. Orgasm is releasing, letting go. That would be the 10, but we won't keep all of them. Just gonna, if it comes back, it comes back. But for now, the stone circle is where, oh, this just opened up on the phoenix. You see, phoenix is right here, shifting again, changing. Just one more and then I'll cut. But that's it, you know. It's a question of wanting, knowing what you want, and finding the way. Spirit will give it to you, or give you the means so that you can achieve and get what it is you want. I can see it came back. Orgasm was supposed to show. All right, so sacrifice. That came in earlier. So in orgasm, this is, okay, I know we like to say orgasm is all sexual, but it is a form of release. Trust, or thrust your body, elevate your spirit, open the gates to your renewal. Again, getting your just desserts. Even Phoenix here is a renewal. It's a sense of renewal where you let go and let your instincts take over. Follow what you feel. And if you feel that you're ready to make an offer, then you must see and define what is true happiness for you. And then when you approach the person to make that offer, you have to be willing to shift. If you're bent on, I want it this way and my way and it's only my way, you're not gonna get 100%. You may get 10%, because everything in this cup is all about self-love. So if you are giving yourself, well, the next person is also giving to themselves. And if you are generous and the other next person is generous, then you are on the same level. And if you're not on the same level, then you need to make a sacrifice, or somebody needs to make a sacrifice. But that is the only way that you will come together. And I don't mean that as a pun. Sacrifice. 36. You must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it all is embracing truth. Again, I'll read it again. You must find the ebb and flow of life within your very self. Embracing it all is embracing truth. So you see where you need to find within before you can go out to find another. And then there's growth, because that's what comes when the tower comes down. Growth comes after, with the flames and the dust settling and all that destruction. We get new life, but not without sacrifice. And that is where the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth comes in and clears that path. Because holding back on what needs to be said, and it's not because you are ashamed of what needs to be said that you always say, bring it out there, put it out there, let the table, have it all. Like, put it all out on the table. Put it all out on the table. Because that is the only way you're going to get release. That's the only way you're going to have true happiness. Keeping secrets and trying to manipulate a fake sense of happiness, it won't last. It won't last. At some point, it's going to come down. And it is in releasing and letting it come down and saying, you know what, this is where it's at, and what do you want to do from here? That's fair. Then both parties are on the same level. Both parties get to decide for themselves which way they want to go. And then the strategy that is the gift is intertwined. And when I say intertwined, it's on equal ground, and both of you make your sacrifice and say, well, okay, I'm willing to give this up, I'm willing to give that up, and negotiate and come to an agreement, strategizing, so that you can both get your just desserts. See, in ceremony you conjure a devotion so deeply it reflects thy worship into yourself. In ceremony you conjure a devotion so deeply. So you when you move within what you want and what you know and what you understand, and you go within that self-love, that's when you find, oh, you know what, I want to share this with that person, or I want to share that with another. You decide, and then everybody gets to say, well, this is what I want, this is what I don't want. And then you come together on equal ground, whether you keep the relationship or you walk away from it. The burden will be put down, and there will be an ending. But then in this ending, there is a new beginning. And in this ending, there is a relief. And in this ending, there is a new beginning. So there's quite a bit of endings going on. And we're giving up something. We're saying we don't want to be a player no more. We don't want to have more than one woman or more than one man in our lives. You decide what you really want. And I thank you for showing up. Your likes, your subscribes, your shares, and your comments. And if this lesson didn't come to you as a lesson today, don't worry. It'll come round again. Love and light.